Any ideas?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say specifically. I started sculpting very end of 2017, but I've been drawing for a while since, so it's a lot of like skills in terms of having a good idea of how things are supposed to look and stuff translate well from drawing to sculpting. And I've been drawing since I've been a little kid, so it's kind of hard to say. Hi, Powerbite. Hey, I'm glad you like my stuff. It's been like slowly growing over the past like few months especially, which is nice. You mean like the little pink deer with, well, not pink, the white deer with the flowers around it? Yeah, thanks. I really like how that one turned out myself too. It was quite fun to model all the tiny little different flowers. I usually prefer the remesh. I use the dynamic topology for very, like, in the beginning sometimes for blocking out things like the hairs, so I can use the snake hook tool to stretch out stuff into long snake-like shapes, hence the name. But other than that, I usually use the remesher for details, just because I find it's a lot easier and more manageable to just give myself the resolution and then just work with the topology I have, rather than the computer constantly having to calculate more topology. Because yeah, the end topo is not particularly efficient. Hey Christian! No, the sharpen filter, I think it's not out yet. I checked. Yesterday I was using the newest build and it wasn't there yet, so I assume it's just not yet. Yeah, I assume it's just not yet in the builds. It does look really cool. I was looking for it yesterday because I think, like, especially for stuff like the hair that I'm doing right now, I feel like it would look really cool to mess with. And obviously, like, the stuff he does on his Twitter with the, I think yesterday he posted something, some stylized cloth, and that was so cool. I want it. I mean, it kind of is, but like, you still have to make all the base mesh and stuff. It's just like a speed up thing and just make stuff nicer fast. It's cool. I like small cheaty hacks for art stuff. I'm also struggling with this hair. I have no clue what I'm doing, which is always great. Looks different from the concept, but that doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. Currently I'm trying to make the hair look good. Which I struggle with hair sometimes. I haven't really done much in terms of practicing hair, which is also kind of why I wanted to sculpt this character, Lily, because she has a lot of hair and like weird wavy hair and bangs and like these short weird things on the side. So yeah, I'm kind of using her as practice to figure out what I'm doing so that I don't have wonky hair on top of like alright looking models. Because that's one of the things I was struggling with during Sculpt January, especially with like the unimaginable model. I quite like how the face turned out, but the hair just I kind of hate it. So I'm trying to get better so I stop hating the hair on my characters. Good. I wanted to draw more during quarantine and stuff, but I didn't get around to drawing more during quarantine and stuff, which kind of sucks. And I still have outstanding homework, which also kind of sucks. Yeah. But that's alright, now I'm live streaming, and that's fun. I kinda want to spend some time and like make a somewhat decent stream setup. Like not these random default images that don't have anything to do with my actual stream. I'll do that at some point, maybe in the future, who knows. So how have you guys been? Like especially with lockdown and stuff, and quarantine and all kinds of places. Yeah, so I did I have pretty much everything done except for we have one art homework that I haven't done yet. Because I just didn't get around to it, because that would require me to get out paper and like my old pencils from somewhere and draw a random image that I'm not particularly interested in. And then I have physics, and like we didn't get proper assignments for physics. So it's just like I have to sit down at some point and do just a whole bunch of stuff. See, I don't really miss school, but what kind of sucks is doing a schoolwork from home, because like if you have school, it's just everything kind of is already pre-planned from in terms of time management. So you have all your classes that you need to go to at any time, and you have a little bit of homework, but for the most part at home you can just do your own stuff. And at home I just can't be bothered to plan a proper time for schoolwork, so I just end up doing everything kind of stretched out over the whole day, which is also not great. Lapis, actually kind of like physics, especially since I have a pretty good physics teacher who's generally nice. Also, he bribes us with ice cream, so we like his class, which is also great. It's like 3 out of 5 lessons. Somebody goes out to buy ice cream for the class, which is funny and great actually, because it's usually the afternoon classes, which always kind of suck, except for the ice cream. See, I don't usually struggle with understanding math, which is good for me. And generally I kind of manage fairly well when it comes to just understanding the stuff. But speaking of which, I think I also have a math assignment I still haven't done. Tobia's Revenge 3. I don't use Dantopo much in the later stages. I used it a bit when I was making these hairs and stretching them out. It's like I took spheres, added Dantopo, and just used the snake hook tool to pull them out. But other than that, after that I only use them remerger pretty much. Oh yeah, I used the Draw Sharp a lot for a while, but I haven't been using it a lot recently, and I can't get the multi-plane scrape to work for me for some reason. Like, I've tried it a few times and just can't figure out how to make stuff look good with it. Oh, I think I've gotten it to work. Yay! Turns out all I needed to do was turn down the strength. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, we haven't had much in terms of digital lessons. Yeah, it looks a bit like a root because of the weird twisty bit. I think it'll look better when I get around to adding like extra strands and stuff later. See, if you're watching beginner sculpting vids, part of the problem is that you're probably watching them from vids that are older than Blender 2.83, because the remesher I think is added in 2.83 or 2.82 maybe. So if you're watching sculpting videos that are sculpting tutorials that are from Blender 2.89 or Blender 2.80, they're gonna tell you to use Dyne-Topo just for the simple reason that there isn't anything else other than Dyne-Topo to use. I mean, who knows, maybe we'll get that far in the stream. Possible. Who knows? Okay, but this is like the kind of a situation which I would use Dyne-Topo. Like I want to pull out additional hairs here. So I use a snake hook brush and turn up Dyne-Topo and just kind of pull stuff out. Apology, auto-masking doesn't work for it. Yeah, that's a difficulty with. It's really great to have the new features, but obviously tutorials are quickly out of date. So if you want to watch sculpting tutorials, you that keep track of. Hey, thanks for the subscription. Nice to see that the weird dancing penguin works. But anyway, yeah, the tutorials, even like the recent ones, like pretty recent for it, which is Blender 2.8, which was like the last major update, you would think that the tutorials from then would work, but obviously like major sculpting features have been added and are being added currently. So pretty much anything, any sculpting tutorials are outdated within like 4 or 5 months, just as soon as a new version comes out. Yeah, I've kind of wanted to try out a ZBrush because like it just has, even with the new sculpting stuff, it just has way more stuff than Blender, but I've heard very bad things about the UI, and for the stuff I'm doing it just isn't really worth learning a new piece of software like that. Plus I don't have much money, so I'm like not a huge fan of pirating stuff. Oh, it has a free trial. I knew there was a ZBrush core, which I considered getting, but I didn't realize there was a free trial too. Oh, I don't think 30 days will be enough. Like, I would rather get something like ZBrush core where I spend a little bit of money and have it for an unlimited time versus having a 30-day trial. I don't know, ZBrush has changed it now, right? That there's only subscription. Like, you used to be able to buy a license, like an unlimited license, but I think that changed, right? You can't own a copy of ZBrush anymore. So I guess it probably is like a change with that. You change to completely subscription model and take out the and add a trial kind of. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I just did. Like, I guess the stream is kind of lagging, so you haven't seen it yet. Well, by the time I'm saying it, you obviously have, but yeah, that's what I did. I have a few people who have ZBrush who could like lend me their version if I wanted it. Oh, so the lifetime version, you have the updates from that year and then no more updates ever, or you mean like you can only update it once a year? I mean, both kind of suck, but arguably having only the updates from 1 year within the time you bought it is kind of worse. Like, you might as well get a subscription then. Like, if you have a subscription, at least you can, especially if I'm just going to use it short term, it's gonna cost less, but yeah, kind of sucks. Oh yeah, that really sucks. So like as soon as there are more improvements, you have to decide to like pay more money in addition to those stuff you've already paid to get the version you have. Yeah, that's not great. yeah, I remember on Twitter and stuff seeing so many people get really salty that Pixologic was bought, which is understandable because Adobe kind of sucks. Luckily I don't use really any Adobe stuff except like Flash or something as an browser extension. I mean, that's fair. Pirating from Adobe. Very much understandable. Adobe has done so much stuff in the past. Like, you will see, if you hang around YouTube and stuff, you'll find all kinds of, like, photography people and art people and stuff all getting mad and looking for alternative products to Adobe. Because Adobe has done some weird, like, raising prices and not allowing people to have old versions of stuff, which is, like, if you take something like Photoshop, for example, I think I had a really old version of Photoshop on an old computer, and it runs so fast, like, it runs on such potatoes because it doesn't have many features, and I've heard the newest versions of Photoshop have just so many features that they run super slow, which makes it kind of bad if you're paying for a subscription and can't even use the version that runs smoothly on your PC. Bye, Tobias. Revenge. Yeah, I've looked at Substance, like the whole Substance suite tool, but it's expensive, as you said. Which sucks. I like Critters, pretty cool. Pretty much has all the things I need, and if like the few times I might need something more for photo editing, which I rarely do. I also have GIMP, which I don't use that much, but it's pretty good as far as I can tell. So I haven't really had any need to. Yeah, I've messed around with nodes a bit. I think the most complicated thing in terms of texturing and stuff I've done was the white dragon I made. But yeah, I did that on my old laptop, and by the time I was done, it doesn't look like much. It only has like 2 texture maps that I baked, but by the time I was done, it was like a 50-50 chance if my computer would even open the file or not, just because I had such a bad potato. Now I have a big potato with a 2070 RTX 2070 graphic card and like a decent CPU and stuff, so it can open decent sized files without dying. Yeah, I rarely do anything with photo editing, so I rarely need something, but I'll keep it in mind whenever the next time is, like in 5 years I need to edit some photos. With Creator, something I found out, something's cool recently, is like you can actually do, if you make the selection layer visible, you can actually paint in your selection and not just use like the regular. I mean, probably there's really very little that old computer could run smoothly. And the screen started peeling off, so I had to get it replaced. Now I have my laptop is more decent. It's not great, obviously, because it's just a laptop, and it's not like an expensive gaming laptop or something, but it can run things. Preferably without dying. Spent so much time just aimlessly sculpting around on this one strand of hair. But at least I think it turned out fairly decent, so I can't complain too much. The only thing that sucks about losing my old laptop is that it had the beacon stickers on it, because I ordered a beacon last year and the year before that, and like I had to replace it with the shop, because I had an insurance on it, so if I give it to them, they gave me like a voucher for a new one, which was quite a lot of money, because like it just broke kind of. But since they took it in and had it, I guess, destroyed or something, I couldn't get back my stickers, which kind of sucks. But oh well. I was lucky, I got some money from a relative, which was great, so I could spend quite a bit on my PC. If I had just been able to use like my regular savings, I wouldn't have been able to get it. But now I have a big PC with a glass pane, so I can look in and be proud of myself for pushing things into slots. And I got like a Noctua fan, which is really, really ugly because it's beige and brown. So like the case around it is beige, and it has like this brown, like really, really ugly old, I don't know, like early 2000s old cheap computer brown, yellow color. But it keeps my CPU cold, so I can't really complain. Not cold, but like cool. Prevents it from overheating and stuff. Yeah, Lapis, that kind of makes sense, I guess. But for the most part, I figure out, I have like a style in my head planned out, so I don't struggle that much to like make things work. Hi Christian, hi Christian, welcome back. Power bike. Yeah, I'm lucky the case I have pretty much has this like extra 2 inches or something. Well, not quite 2 inches, but like 1.5 inches of space where you can just tuck all the cables behind where no one will ever see them. Which is great. Also, my power supply had like a sleeve with it, so there aren't any weird ugly colors. The only thing that's ugly is the fan. Lapisi, is it a CPU fan or a case fan? Because I know there were case fans. They're actually quite pretty looking case fans that are black, and you can and they're like colorful pieces you can put on the ends, like black and red or black and blue or black and orange or something, which look really cool, but those were only case fans. And like when I got mine, the only CPU fans they had were the brown ones. But then again, that's been like a while ago. It still feels super new, but actually, if you think about it, it's actually been, I think, over a year now. Well, maybe not quite, but quite a while since I built it. I think almost a year. Yeah, but like they're ugly. At least like their basic regular Noctua color are ugly. The shape is like whatever. But at least, I think they found they weren't like super expensive and they work pretty well, so. Luckily, like the glass on my case is tinted, so I can see the weird beige and brown, but I can't see it too much to where it bugs me. Which is nice. And like I have a weird colorful light on my graphics card. I mean, you probably could. Honestly, the fan on the Noctua cooler, you could probably pretty easily just replace it with a case fan just as is. Because like it has pretty much the same size as a regular case fan. But like whatever, it's fine. It's a little bit ugly, but it's fine. Nice. What resolution does your monitor have, Christian? Also, are you like, do you have the monitor just, you like replaced it, or do you have two monitors now? Because two monitors better, obviously, always. Like, honestly, I can't imagine having one anymore. Like, I've gotten so used to it. Like, and I don't even really have two monitors in the traditional sense, but my drawing tablet has a monitor. So like, when I'm drawing, I obviously use that. as my main screen and just have like, right now I have Streamlabs open and a couple of references that I haven't looked at on my main screen. But like when I'm doing other stuff, I use it as a second screen, like have videos running or something, which is cool. Noob. Just HD. Get on my level. Just kidding. Honestly, the big monitor is great, because you can always make stuff smaller on them. I mean, mine isn't that much bigger than HD, it's like this 1440, so like bigger than HD, like bigger than full HD, but not quite 4K. But still, it's nice to have it that big. And it's like 32-inch screen. Hi JPS. You know what would really be cool would be like, you know how they added a multi-object edit mode into Blender 2.8? It would be really cool if there was like a multi-object sculpt mode, where you could just, because especially now that he's added these like polygroups kind of thing, where you can just mask out different like loose parts and stuff, it would be just so much easier if you could just do things with two meshes at the same time, with two objects. Also, if you could remesh part of the mesh and not remesh the other. I'm good, JPS, how are you? Also other multi-object things, like multi-object paint modes and multi-object sculpt modes and multi-object like everything. UV editing you can do now because the edit mode, it is a multi-object, which I was UV unwrapping something yesterday and it's just so practical. I mean, I managed to draw and play Minecraft for like absurd amounts of time every day. You just have to abandon everything else in life. Bye. Yeah, that sounds like a kind of thing that would be super useful. Because as you probably just saw, I have to go into, if I want to like individually edit these two strands of hair, especially since I want to be able to remesh them without remeshing the other one. And I have to go into edit mode for that, which is fine currently because the resolution is like not too absurdly high. But when I get into the really high sculpting, high poly sculpting, it starts to become really big pain if you have to separate things out. Or like do anything in edit mode for that matter. Which is also something that's really good about the new transform tools, because I know what really used to suck while sculpting was when you have to like when you want to just rotate something ever so slightly, but you have a mesh that has like 5 million polygons or something, and you have to decide between either really crudely moving it around with a snake hook brush, just leaving it as is and being bothered by it for the rest of the day, or going into edit mode with 5 million polys and just die, probably, depending on the PC. But like either way you do it, it's gonna be slow. The good thing for me is like I was never super into gaming. Like as a child I played, well, let's say as a child, when I was slightly younger, like 11, 12, I used to play a lot of online flash games, like on various weird online flash game sites. Like these, like I remember these Papa's Pizzeria and Papa's whatchamacallit, Pancakeria and stuff like that. I used to play a lot, and then I didn't play really anything for a while, and like now I just play Minecraft once in a while, but that's about it. Christian, what do you mean by like cut out a part and continue? Do you mean like take something and only see that one thing? Or I don't quite understand the question. Guess you could like ask it in German or something. Hello, fridge. I'm drawing. No, not drawing, I'm sculpting. Shoot. I messed up the dad joke. It wasn't even a good dad joke to start with, but whatever. I don't like grindy games and stuff. And like for me, I have my drawing and art stuff to do outside of school, so I never like had this need for some additional thing particularly. Yeah, or I think if you have a German keyboard, which you have presumably, it's the divided by key. I mean, how much Blender stuff have you done? Who wanted to like make a weird group and do Blender stuff Discord group, but we never got around to it. Speaking of which, I really need to like work on the server and like make it into a proper channel server, since we haven't been doing anything else on it anyway. Yeah, I used to use Alt B a lot. I haven't used Alt B in like ages. And I don't know why. The funny thing is Alt B, if you like turn it, and you just get these weird cut of edges. Ooh. Zip. This like infinitely long tunnel. Yeah, but I haven't used it. Yeah, sometime in the beginning when I started out, I accidentally did Alt B, and I was so confused. Honestly, though, in the beginning I did a lot of things and was so confused. I think that's just part of learning Blender. Like you press some random button, and like you enter local view or something, and you have no clue how you got in and how you're gonna get out. But as soon as you know where the keys are, they're so practical. It's so nice to just have a little button to click and then magic happens. And by magic I mean just very basic hide and unhide stuff. Yeah, I want to fix out the server and like put it up for. I've had a couple of people ask me if I have a Discord server for the channel, and like it's kind of there, but it's not to a point where I really want to start inviting people yet. I want to like make rules and stuff first. I'm using for sculpting I use a tablet. It's generally better than using a mouse. You can sculpt with a mouse. Sometimes I do like snake hook stuff with a mouse, but generally it's a lot less of a pain to sculpt with a tablet. And it actually doesn't really matter if it's a tablet that has a display or not. Mine has a display, which is nice because it doubles as my second screen. But I have the pad, but it's, since my tablet also is a second screen, I'm not gonna put that away in favor of the pad. And if I do use the pad, I would have to uninstall the drivers for this one. So I use the pad mainly like when I'm going somewhere alongside my laptop. But like for something like the stream, for example, it's way better to have the screen tablet, because I can sculpt like the entirety of what you see on the screen is just on the stream is just my tablet screen, and on the other screen I can see chat and stuff, which is, yeah. But I use the pad in Krita on my laptop and it works pretty well. it has tilt and stuff, which I wish I had. I wish I had tilt on this one. Honestly, there are a lot of professionals who use pad tablets. It's not something that's particularly limiting. As soon as you've gotten used to just the fact that you can't see exactly what you're doing, like you can only see it on the screen. But it's like pretty much like using a mouse. You can work with a mouse without the mouse being on top of the screen. So you get used to using the tablet without drawing directly on the thing you're trying to make. But it is nice for some things. No, Christian, I don't have a problem with drivers in that sense, but usually the drivers for tablets don't work together at the same time. Yeah, it's kind of unavoidable that you hear the pen, since my mouth and my screen are fairly close together. But yeah, usually tablet drivers don't work with two installed on the same computer at the same time. So if I want to use the pad tablet on my PC, I would pretty much have to either uninstall the driver for my screen tablet, or like put the driver in another folder or something. And since I'm not going to be using it with this that much, just again because I like the tablet as a second screen, I don't really see a need to like mess around with that. Griffon, or Griffin, I guess. Like if Griffin is written that way, do you pronounce it Gryphon, or you just pronounce it Griffin in the same way you pronounce it when it's written with two F's? It's a weird word. Bye, JPS. Yeah, I've taken a look at like Ubuntu and Linux before, but like they seem really good at some things, but just the open source programs pretty much work on them, which is nice. But they're missing a few things. Yeah, the moon was cool yesterday too. Apparently, I didn't see that much of it. Griffon. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of. Well, yeah, it makes sense. English is like weird. Like, why do you take the letter Y and then pronounce it like I, but sometimes it's pronounced like Y, as in the word Y. Why do you pronounce the letter Y sometimes and E sometimes? It's weird. English is weird. It's broken. I blame my spelling on the fact that English is broken. Yeah, I'll go and check on the moon. I can't see the moon through my window, which sucks. At least not today. Sometimes I can see it. On the bright side, usually I can see rainbows through my window. It was like a cool one a few days ago. think like the reason English is so broken is just like the fact that there were so many different tribes and stuff that lived in England that all have their different languages and just all kind of muddled their languages together to form this weird broken amalgamation that we call English. But oh well. And then you add the additional difficulty that some dude decided, you know what, let's fix some parts of English in some parts of the country, in some parts of the world. So like the US has a few words that are spelled more sensibly. But now everything's getting kind of international. So you have this weird mix everywhere of like some words are British English, some words are American English, and everything's weird. I mean, to be fair, writing color without a U is a very sensible thing. Like, the word color doesn't need a U. It's just weird that it exists. But of course, it really only makes sense to correct the languages if everybody also corrects it. Like, you know what would be really funny is to make a version of English, but make it completely phonetic. So you have one letter for every sound, and like everything works properly. Like the way it's written in the dictionary, you always have the phonetic spelling next to a word. And if you just decided one day that we just scrap English and only use the phonetic spelling from the dictionary, it would make life so much easier. And spelling bees would be unnecessary. Like if you have a language and you have a spelling bees, where being able to spell words is a competition, then that's a good sign that your language is really broken. Like German also has a few weird spellings, but it's way more consistent than English, I feel like. I mean, China has like a whole lot of different languages. I think Korean is phonetic, but I'm not sure, I can't speak Korean. What China has is they don't really have letters in the sense we have them. They have like pretty much pictograms that have like whole words as a symbol. So like they have a letter that means house or something, or one that means like cat or so, which is kind of cool, but also means they have like a huge amount of symbols that you have to learn in order to write and read the language. Yeah, pretty much.
Any ideas?
Like, it's so weird how different languages and cultures have really completely different ways of writing things down. Like, you're so used to the way we write things down, so when you're inventing a new language or something, you usually just base it off different sounds, like, that different letters make, but you never consider there are so many different cultures and languages that all have, like, really different ways of saying things. I also heard somewhere recently, like some of the Inuit languages, or like one of them has really long words. Like the sentence is just a long word that's all the parts are just mushed together into one, which also is kind of funny. what's also pretty cool, what I learned recently, is like we're so used to using base 10 stuff for counting, so you count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you continue with 11, which is 10 and 1, and 12 and so on and so on. And there are actually places and different people who still use different systems, like base 12 or base 6 or base like 27, I think was one of the weirder ones. I mean, powered by if you speak it, probably doesn't make a difference, but it's writing it and reading it that's hard. Bye, Christian. Thanks. It's actually getting faster and faster the longer I go. Like, I'm at 734 now subscribers, and just a couple weeks ago I had just reached 700 and stuff. So like the longer it goes, the faster it grows, which is cool. I'm using Blender, which is nice. It's free. You too can have your very own Blender. You can also change it. I can also change it and give you my own version of Blender, which is nice, as long as I tell you that the other versions exist. Yeah, but it's pretty nice. It's not like the absolute best sculpting software, but currently the developers are working on sculpting in it, and it's getting better and better. So what have you been doing on your channel, Griffin? Yeah, Griffin. Words are hard. I haven't been keeping up. I haven't been watching much in terms of Minecraft YouTube. It's quite fun. It takes a while to learn, but as soon as you have the basics down, there's like a whole lot of fun stuff you can do with it. I usually sculpt and make characters and stuff, but technically you can also edit videos if you want. Or make 2D animations, which is a weird concept, but kind of fun to like add 2D animation. Also, if Blender 2.8 and beyond has a nice UI, so it's easier to learn versus the old versions of Blender, which is also nice. It kind of sucks for tutorials, so because like a whole huge amount of tutorials are like super outdated. but Blender 2.8 has been out long enough now that pretty much for all the things you can need, there are tutorials now. Cool. I've been playing a lot of single-player Minecraft recently and building like this huge castle. And the snapshots, which probably not the best idea, but it's been working out pretty well. Also, I just saw just like a few hours before streaming, I found today's Minecraft snapshot and it looks so cool. Especially with, like, I've wanted, and so many builders have wanted dark building blocks for so long. Like dark gray or black building blocks. Now we finally have them. So now you can either build like super dark stuff with black stone, or like your regular grays, or like super light with quartz and stuff, and you have like all the variations, which is super cool. See, I don't like waiting for stuff. I also, like, for Minecraft snapshots, I usually play in them as soon as possible. For Blender updates, like right now I'm in the stable version because I ran into a few problems, but usually I play in the I sculpt in the newer versions just because they have a whole bunch of stuff. I wanted to make a joke about blenders, but I couldn't think of one. So Powerbyte made one. Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm starting to really enjoy live streaming. Like, I wouldn't do it every day, but every once in a while it's cool. I want to like work out and make a proper stream setup. By which I mean, like, probably within the next few weeks or so, I'll probably have a live stream where I make all the overlays for my stream, which could be fun, or make like a little animation. Yeah, I really like using Optifine. Luckily my PC is beefy enough at this point to where I don't really have any lag issues without it, but the additional features like the grass texture and the like skies and stuff, like the ability to turn off rain particles is nice. I'm building like a castle on a mountain, which is really pretty, and like I also like the fact that snow covers the roof and stuff, but it's a pain to try and build or something while it's snowing, because you really can't see anything. Yeah, the zoom in Optifine is also cool. There have been quite a few times recently where I've missed it, like where I wanted to just quickly zoom something and I couldn't find it, and well obviously I couldn't find it, it isn't there in vanilla, but yeah. I guess you can like have an overlay on stream. I think like I saw something with Streamlabs, but I didn't check on it because I have a second screen, so I don't need to have chat overlaid on my other screen. But yeah, I think you can also do something with like your phone, but it's all kind of impractical, I guess, without a second screen. Yeah, having two screens is nice. Like it isn't something I really thought I need a lot, especially when I was using my laptop, but like now, since I have two screens, I've pretty much always been using them. Just even if it's just something as simple as having another window open on another screen, even if you could have it open in the background behind the other stuff, but just being able to like look down at it sometimes, like to the side, I guess, is also really nice. Thanks. I actually just I struggle to get background music to work, because it's like apparently in earlier versions of Streamlabs you could just import like a whole bunch of different files and have them play as a playlist, but they removed it or something. I think they have it as a Prime feature now. But what I just did is like I went to the YouTube playlist, because I want royalty-free music to just avoid any random issues, and just got like some of the regular music and like went through a whole bunch of songs I found chill and thought like they would fit, and then I used my editing software to just like pack all the music into one like 1.5 hour music file, so I can put it in as one file into Streamlabs instead of having to mess with a way to like attach Spotify or something and find music on Spotify or stuff like that. Because like the only other way I could find of getting music into Streamlabs was using Spotify, and like there are playlists on there that say they're royalty free, but I can't really know. Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense with the resource pack, because like I mean the developers are quite clear that they've taken inspiration, like they ran a big Minecraft server for like a long time, but I guess it makes sense that they don't want the games to be like super connected with stuff like texture packs. But yeah, it kind of sucks if you put time into something and then it gets taken down. Oh, cool. What kind of merch did you get? Honestly, like when you look around a bit, there's really quite a bit of royalty-free music you can find. Same thing with like stock photos and stuff. There was like a while when, especially when I had just one screen, so I needed to have my reference pictures up on the same screen that I was recording for videos. I needed refs that obviously I could just show in the video without any issues. And there's quite a few royalty-free stuff if you just look around. Technically Blender is kind of royalty-free if you think about it. It's just like the software version of that. It's like you can take this image and do whatever you want with it, or you can take this piece of software and do whatever you want with it. Except you can't copyright anything on it because this is an uncopyrightable thing. It's funny, on the Blender wiki it's called copyleft. It's kind of weird. So like it's so copyright free that you can't even add a copyright if you change something about it. Oh, honestly, that sounds like pretty cool stuff. I have this big wall in front of where I work, where I kind of want to put up all kinds of posters and like prints of art from people I like. But I've never gotten around to doing it. And like merch stuff would be also kind of cool to put up there. Also, hi Gabe. Love your upside down name. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find what's royalty-free and what's not royalty-free sometimes, which is pretty much why I usually stick to the YouTube playlist, because I figure if I take a piece of music from the YouTube playlist that says it's royalty-free, then technically I shouldn't be having any problems with YouTube, unless somebody like content IDs it, which sucks. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense per byte. Then again, I mean, there's like other stuff from like other kind of mods and texture packs for like other games in Minecraft, but then they're not games where there's like this similarity and they struggle with people constantly thinking, oh yeah, this is totally gonna be the next Minecraft, because nobody goes and looks at like a racing game like texture pack or stuff or mod in Minecraft and think, oh yeah, this racing game is totally gonna be the next Minecraft. Yeah, I've really heard of that it's happened for some people. I think Mumbo had it recently, Mumbo Jumbo, on his channel. Like, there was this huge issue where somebody content ID'd that song he has in this outro, where he bought the rights to, like he had the legal right to use that music for his video, but somebody else content ID'd it, so he got like all his videos demonetized and copy striked because stuff sucks. Yeah. honestly, copyright on YouTube is broken, but like, I actually heard recently it isn't even YouTube's fault, actually, that the copyright is so broken. I mean, some things are YouTube's fault, but a lot of it is down to there are actually copyright laws in the US. And they pretty much say that if YouTube as a company does something, a copyright holder can pretty much sue them. So if some dude says, oh yeah, this guy has my copyrighted stuff in his video, YouTube pretty much has to just agree with them, or else they risk being sued, which sucks. Yeah, copyright is really broken. I think I've possibly seen that, but I'm not sure. That documentary. But who knows? Might also be something else. What kind of sucks is the amount of delay I have on streams chat. It's kind of a pain. Like, there's a chat, there's a lag anyway, and then there's an additional like a second or two from YouTube to Streamlabs. Yeah, I think I might have watched it. At least I watched one pretty in-depth dive into how the copyright system works and why it sucks. But I'm not sure like whose it is. I mean, I guess Mixer could be better. The thing is, like, it's all nice and good if one platform is better than the other, but the reason I'm using YouTube in the first place as opposed to like Twitch or Picarto is just because I don't really have anything on Twitch. Like, I could put out a mini video or something saying I'm live on Twitch now, but that doesn't really make sense. Plus, I think that's against the YouTube guidelines, and I don't want to mess with those right now because I don't have like access to a community post or something where I can just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go live on Twitch. Might actually put on dental again for this and just use it to like hollow out these random places. Not like it's actually that much better than just using the remeshed model, but a little bit more manageable. Like, this is again one of the major situations where I would use Dyntople, is just generally when I'm trying to make big dents and stuff, like holes or remove some pieces and stuff like that. You know, Dyntople is better for that. But as soon as it's just a matter of like pulling and pushing around the shape and adding details and stuff, Remesher is better, which is most of the time, honestly. Plus, which was actually one of the things that was talked about on Beacon. Like, I was at Pablo de Barro's talk, which was kind of cool. It's kind of funny. like super shy all the time at Beacon. It's like, why am I here? I wasn't planning for this. And it was kind of funny. But one of the things is like Night Topo is just generally slower, like the whole workflow around it is just not as good as the remesher. That's because like how the mesh has to be calculated and stuff. I mean, I live in Germany, which is like super close to the Netherlands, so it's like I could drive there within a day. Well, I can't drive yet. I would already have my driver's license, but Corona happened, so like literally the week I was supposed to have my driving test, everything locked down and the driving school closed. Which is bad, because now I don't have a driver's license, but good, because I was like super nervous. So I guess stuff. Yeah, I heard Twitch is better for quite a bit of stuff, but I think like YouTube has also added a lot of stuff recently in terms of streaming, so that like kind of works out. But for the most part, it's just like I already have my YouTube channel set up pretty much. If the people who watch me on YouTube will like can see when I'm streaming without me having to like do some weird shenanigans. Because like I could do an announcement on Twitter, but most of the people who watch my videos aren't following my Twitter or something. So it's just generally a lot easier to just stream where people are anyway. What I could try, what I've considered trying, is doing like a split stream. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been getting. Just because like Twitch is just only streaming, and I feel like less people have a Twitch account, and less people are actively doing stuff on Twitch. Plus, Twitch is really gaming centric. Like there's a few art streams and stuff like that, but most of the art community exists on YouTube. Or like YouTube and stuff like Picarto. I found like a lot of art people actually have a Picarto, but it's such a small platform. It means it's gonna be easier to find someone, like for new people to hop on, but my main audience wouldn't be there, which sucks. So just not like you said, not dividing my audience into people who can't watch streams, makes it easier. The only thing I really watch on Twitch, to be honest, is Bob Ross sometimes. Because Bob Ross is great. It's very nice to have on in the background while doing stuff sometimes. Painting them happy little clouds and trees with their friends. And mountains. It's fun. I like Bob Ross. Bob Ross is cool. Like was cool, I guess. funny, I actually have a few people who followed me on Twitch, but I haven't done anything in terms of content at all on it. Yeah, Griffon, exactly. That's like my thought process behind it. I considered doing something like, if I ever want to like do gaming stuff or so, that I would like live stream that on Twitch and just like have my Twitch be exclusively for live streaming random Minecraft stuff or something like that. But yeah. But like keep the stuff that has a set audience to the place where said audience is. Tractor. Now, I haven't really made a portfolio in that sense. I need to kind of start it because I need to like start planning for uni. Then again, the uni I have my eyes on, requires like a year of internship before you can do that, so that would be more like the time I would start making a proper portfolio. But what I do have is like DeviantArt and Twitter, where my art is all posted. Yeah, Griffon, that's also great. I literally don't have to do it. Like, it doesn't go up immediately. I think it takes either an hour or the time where the amount of time the stream was before it shows up publicly. Unless, like, I give someone a link. I mean, Pratovik, you could always, like, commission me or something. Like, I can make something for you and you can pay me. It's a win-win situation. I considered setting up a Patreon and stuff, but I haven't done that. And, like, obviously, like, just watching videos and... Honestly, I've talked to quite a few people and they say actually making a website for a portfolio isn't necessarily that good. For like general actual portfolio stuff, I have my ArtStation and that works pretty well. And like for quite a few people I've talked to, they actually say just having an ArtStation is like pretty much as good as just a portfolio, like a regular portfolio. Speaking of which, I really need to update my ArtStation. But like my ArtStation is pretty private. I don't have links to it. Some in other places I mostly have it for like IRL stuff. If I want to like show people something more professional looking than just my random art stuff on my DeviantArt or something. think I have like 3 or 4 pieces of art on my art station. The thing with it is I want to keep it like organized and only put the really good stuff on it, so it's like my best of the best kind of portfolio. But then I can never really tell what's good, what I should put in it and whatnot. Good night, Griffon. Sleep well, sleep better than I did last night. I had a mosquito in my room and it sucked. Literally. Oh well, yeah. I'm probably also not gonna stream that long anymore. It's getting fairly late and I still have 1 or 2 stuff. Well, I still have a couple of things I need to do. But I'll still be on for like, I don't know, half an hour or so. Honestly, my sleep schedule was destroyed by quarantine, because now I no longer have a reason to get up early in the morning. Even if I have schoolwork and stuff, it's like, I mean, I could do them at 7 in the morning, or I could do them at 5 in the afternoon. So it doesn't really matter whether I sleep at 10 or I sleep at 3. But yeah, Griffin, I'm still on Discord. I'm on the Dogcraft Discord, but I'm not really active there. I haven't played on Dogcraft in a while. Like the server reset, I think. I'm not super sure. Haven't been keeping up, other than like roughly skimming over the announcements. But yeah, I'm still on. Words are hard. I'm on Discord. I'm trying to like make a server, or rather, Christian said he'll do some work on it, which sounds nice. I'm gonna see what he does. Honestly, sleep is like that sometimes. Sleep is weird. Sleep really sucks when you have a mosquito in your room. I hope you enjoyed my TED Talk. Cool. Yeah, I used to be in the build team for Dogcraft, but I kind of, like, I wasn't super active on, and I wasn't playing a lot of Minecraft for quite a while, so I felt like it doesn't really make sense if I'm part of the build team and then just, like, turn up once in a month to do something. So I just decided, yeah, I'm probably just gonna leave. But it's cool. Maybe I'll check it out again when I feel like joining. But I don't know. I might not even, like, I've been playing single player recently, and once in a while I like hop on Woodcraft, which is also fun. Honestly, I actually saw the mosquito while I was sitting at my PC before I went to bed. And I thought like, oh, it's probably just some random regular bug, it's gonna be fine. And then I went to bed, but it was already so late that I was like, I don't want to turn on, I think it was at like 5 or something in the morning where I really had issues with the mosquito, and it's like, I really don't want to wake up right now. I went to bed at 1. It's too early and also too late to do anything, so I'm just gonna kind of hide under my blanket, which also sucks because it's actually too warm to hide under my blanket. So I have to choose between mosquito and heat death. Bye, Griffon. I mean, kind of does. A lot of things look like octopuses. Bye. So what time is it actually for you guys? It's pretty much, it's 10 here now. When I started it was 8. Oh, cool, yeah. I mean, I guess Netherlands and Germany have the same time. I should know. I've visited the Netherlands twice now for the beacon, which was fun. is Zintenka. I hope I'm pronouncing that somewhere near correct. But it's all about practice. Just spend a lot of time working on it, get people who can critique you, give you some advice, figure out good workflows and stuff, and you'll get there. It's not magic, just practice. Yay, I did a thing correctly. Nope, this is just for fun. I have a commission going also, but that's I mean, I don't really feel like doing that on stream because I'm like way into it and it's just like boring stuff currently I'm doing. Plus I didn't ask the commissioner whether they're like fine with like making videos and streams with it, which they probably are, like most people are, but I didn't ask and so I'm not gonna stream it. Plus, as I said, it's not particularly interesting. But yeah, no, this is just for me. This is my character Lily. I actually have a time-lapse of drawing her. This picture down here. And I want to mess around with hair. Like, work on that, make it nice and fluffy. Well, not fluffy necessarily, but like wavy and looking nice. Because I've been struggling with that. Yeah, I usually work with spheres. I don't really use proportional editing anymore to like get the basic shapes. It's a bit easier to do in sculpt mode using either the grab brush or the snake hook or the elastic. Well, no, not what's it called? The elastic deform. And yeah, for putting the pieces together, it's pretty simple now with the remesher. You essentially just join them and then remesh.